And so to provide more insight to some of the issues raised in that report from Muplang Lakok, we have with us in the studio the Statistician-General of the Federation, Prince Semiu Adeyemi Adeniran. Sir, we welcome you to the Network News.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, Nigerians.
All right. Now, the rebased figure shows 3.13% growth in the first quarter of 2025. What does this tell Nigerians about the current state of Nigeria's economy? We want us to give us a summary of the figures.
Thank you very much. The 3.13% growth in GDP for Q1 2025 signify that the Nigerian economy is progressing and we are improving in the performance at various sectors of the economy. Looking at when we compare with 2.27% that we have in Q1 of 2024, we can see that there is significant improvement in that Q1 2025. There are other sectors that contributed to this growth. We have the services sector that contributed the most growth for the Q1 2025. But agri sector also performed well. It's a positive growth. And then we have the industries that also have over 3% growth rate in Q1 of 2025.
So how does this rebasing exercise differ from the one carried out in 2018 and 2019 in terms of methodology and, of course, the scope?
The last rebasing was carried out in 2010, and the result was released in 2014. So this new rebase year is 2019, and we have really improved on the methodology that was adopted for this round of the rebasing. There are some sectors that were not well classified in the last rebasing. Using the international classification of industrial activities, revision 4, we have been able to reclassify all these sectors into their appropriate group. In this new rebasing as well, we have improved substantially in the coverage of the informal sector, which was not well covered in the 2010 GDP rebasing. The informal sector is well covered such that we have the breakdown of the activities in the informal sector to all the 46 sectors of the economy that we have. These are some of the improvements that we have done in terms of methodology and scope of this new rebasing.
So, all right, from the information available, the services sector recorded the highest growth. What other sectors pushed the GDP in the first quarter of 2025? We wanted to tell us about the sectoral performance.
Yes, as I said earlier, the agri sector boosted the performance of Q1 for us to have that 3.13%. We have the crop sector activity under agri that performed very well in Q1. We also have livestock. Livestock is coming up now. Thank the government for improvement and focus that we have on the livestock sector in the country. We have substantial improvement in the data, and also is now contributing more to the growth of our GDP. So the agri sector performed positively well, and then the industrial sector also have a growth rate of over 3%, apart from the services that lead the trend in that positive growth.
What improvements were made in the data sources and collection that contributed to this rebasing that we're talking about?
Yes, there are a lot of gaps observed in the 2010 GDP rebasing. Before we started this round of the rebasing, we took stock of all those gaps, and we try as much as possible to see that we fill those gaps. in terms of data sources and validity of the data. We went around all necessary and relevant departments of government, ministry department and agencies of government to ensure that we work closely with the staff. We visited the ministers when we talk about this new sector created by this government, the Communication and Digital Economy, the Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy. We visited the minister and we come up with a committee between MBS and their team to work with them to ensure that the data for that new sector is well captured, and that is why we have improvement in the digital economy activities in this new GDP rebasing. We also work closely with the staff of marine and blue economy. You know, it's another new sector created by this government. We visited the Honorable Minister and they come up with a committee between our staff and the staff of the ministry, and we ensure that we capture all agencies under that ministry to get the data that will represent that ministry properly. In the past, the last rebasing, there is always complaint about the GDP not covering activities that are going on in the marine sector. But this time around, we have been able to get data that represents what that sector is contributing to the GDP.
Right, it was quite a comprehensive and inclusive exercise. So when should Nigerians expect the next rebasing, and how regularly should this be done?
The international best practice stipulated every 5 years that the economy should be rebased because of improvement in technology, because of change in consumption, because of advance in the way and manner in which goods and services are being produced. So all this they are changing regularly these days, and then the economy should also follow suit if we want to measure with current trend. So 5 years is the recommended period. There are other countries that have advanced that they do what we call chain linking. Chain linking is like you are rebasing every year because data is readily available for them to link the previous year to the new year so that they don't have to wait for 5 years before the rebasing. But for other countries, like developing countries, because of fund constraint, because of resources, and sometimes in some countries, because of the technical capacity of the staff, they are not able to do it every 5 years. So that is the idea. But we in Nigeria, we are looking forward to reduce the number of years that we are going to be doing the rebasing. The last one was in 2010, and now we are in 2025. That's a period of over a decade. We hope that the next one will not be up to that. The one before the 2010 was about 20 years. So, but you can see the progressive and the improvement that we are making. So next one, we hope that now that everybody is aware, such that it will not be making as a big deal, because the rebasing exercise is a routine statistical exercise by national statistical offices. So it's not something that is new, it's not something that should be strange, it's not something that should be big in our side if we are doing it regularly. So we hope that we will not take a longer period before we start the process and then reach the next rebasing.
Thank you so much, Prince Semiu Adeyemi, for putting more perspective to the rebasing of Nigeria's GDP. We thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.